Welcome to Josh Delosier Investments. Today is June 9th, 2025, and we're diving into the best time management tips to help boost productivity, reduce stress, and get more out of every day. Whether you're managing investments or just trying to get through your daily to-do list, these strategies will set you up for success long term, as well as paying dividends as soon as you start using them day in, day out. You'll start seeing results, but long term, the results are exponential. First, why time management matters. Time is our most valuable resource. Once it's gone, we can't get it back. Effective time management means making the most of every hour so you can focus on what truly matters and achieve your goals. Time is a finite resource. It's important to treat time like money. You never want to waste a second. We've only got 24 hours in each day. So when you start, just like with money, you wouldn't want to give away an hour of your time or more. It's something is probably the most important thing to learn is how to manage time correctly. It's like Robert Kiyosaki always says, rich man buys time, poor man sells time. Once you learning how to manage your time correctly will set you up for long-term success in any field. When time's managed correctly, you end up getting back twice as much or more just because of planning correctly. You're more efficient with negotiations. You can see instant 15% gains or better across the board, no matter what you plan for ahead of time. It probably pays off more than any other investment is to plan correctly. It's pretty much an investment in yourself. You always want to audit your time. Start by tracking how you currently spend your time. Use a notepad or a digital tracker for at least a week. This helps you spot trends, distractions, and areas for improvement. It's important to do assessments every day, where your time went, how long you spent at a particular business meeting, or if every second is accounted for. From breakfast to work to the time you get home, you can go back and decide what's most important and start prioritizing what matters. Ross Cameron had a quote, "An hour's worth of planning is worth a day's worth of work." That's from architecture. It's extremely important. Thought process right there. Something everybody should really take heart and remember. Keep every minute accounted for. This is a good way to make the necessary changes. I've got to recommend this book right here. It's the 80-20 Principle by Richard Koch. It shows how businesses break down what matters, and basically what it says is, the book's pretty clear. Instead of focusing on everything, you focus on what has the most impact on your time. And that way you can become a lot more efficient. If you go down, no matter if it's, say, stocks, for example, you take the top 5 companies that you trade will tend to make you more money than the other 15 or 20. So you should focus on the most important that have the largest impact. The 20% that has the 80% returns. That's an amazing concept that holds true no matter what you're talking about, especially with time. Choose the most important task that has the largest impact. Make sure you do those first, and the results will speak for themselves. Next we've got setting smart goals. Having goals is huge to being efficient and managing time correctly. You want to set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Instead of being more productive, try to review 3 investment portfolios by noon each day this week. You want to have quotas. That's a big thing with me. Every week, I know what I'm supposed to make to keep me on the right trajectory for the success that I have set for my long-term goals. It's having a higher standard. Knowing what you're expecting to get out of each day. So having a set quota, no matter what it is, whether it's say, you've got you want to get so much out of your workout if you're working out, or stocks, you want to make 5% each week. When you're trading for success, the planning really pays off. You can make so much per trade. If you have a set goal, the results will show. It will show in the results in the end. It's the results are. It's something that I cannot, hit on enough, because this right here is the difference between winning, say, a football team winning by a touchdown and winning by 4 touchdowns. So it's by far the most important thing to remember. Always have a set goal. Next, we have prioritize with the Eisenhower matrix. You use the Eisenhower matrix to sort tasks by urgency and importance. Focus on what important and urgent first, and then schedule the less important task, next. Obviously you've got to get done what's most important. It's self-explanatory, but you still want to have those other goals on the list. Just make sure that you get the big ones done out of the way first. And we just went over the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. It's 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. High impact tasks are always something that you've got to pay attention to. It's basically focusing on the right key decisions that make the largest impact throughout your day, whether it's saving you time, saving you money. It's working smarter, not harder. These are all just amazing concepts that there's tons of data out there that shows the results are so impressive that these are books that I would recommend for anybody. If you don't have this book, go out and buy it. You can get it at joshdelozerinvestments.com. Next, we've got time blocking. Block out chunks of your day for a specific task. For example, dedicate 9 to 10 in the morning to market research. Next, at 10 to 11 to client calls. You need to know where you're supposed to be at that hour so you can stay on task, as well as keep everyone else around you on task. The structure helps you stay proactive and reduces wasting time. Use your calendar to schedule these blocks and stick to them as much as possible. Next, we have the Pomodoro technique. Work in focused 25-minute intervals, followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 cycles, take a longer break. This boosts focus and prevents burnouts. Try using a timer or an app to keep yourself on track. I'm big on working on intervals. It's not exactly 25-minute intervals, but you take that 5, 10, 15-minute break that you need. It's whatever you need personally. You have a ton more focus when you go right back to work, and the dividends from having the top level focus that you get from taking these breaks are amazing. And this is something everyone needs to try, because it's something, once you start learning how to do that correctly, you'll never go back. Make a not to-do list. Write down directions and low-value tasks you want to avoid, like checking social media or responding to non-urgent emails during work time. You want to focus on your task. You want to have blinders on. You want to see, make sure you get done what you set out. Don't multitasking is counterproductive, and it's just like if you go to work, you expect to get all your assignments done, and it's the same way with anything. Working out, you got to focus on what matters across the board. Doing this correctly helps you stay disciplined and focused on what matters. So, whatever's distracting you from any assignment, when you go back and do your assessment, just go ahead and cut that out. Focus on what matters. And at the end, you'll have a ton of time, gained back. Next, break down big tasks. Large projects can feel overwhelming. Break them into smaller, manageable steps and celebrate small wins along the way. If you launch a new product or something, after it's done, go out to eat lunch, have fun. That positive reinforcement really helps, and it's a great way to enjoy life. So, and that's highly recommended. Take regular breaks. Short breaks help you clear your mind and maintain energy throughout the day. Step outside, stretch, or grab a snack to recharge. I personally like taking a nap during the day. I'm the boss. I can do what I want. It's easy way to enjoy my day and have my new focus set. And I like quantity over anything else. You want to be alert like you are in the first part of the day, a ton of energy. You can be a lot more efficient, and you feel great. So planning correctly is a key to success for anyone. Whether you're an athlete, a business owner. So always plan correctly. And the next big thing, review and adjust. At the end of each week, review what worked and what didn't. Adjust your strategies as needed to keep improving your time management skills. That's all it is, refining what went wrong and how to be more efficient on the wins. Remember, time management is about working smarter, not harder. If you try these steps, find what works best for you and watch your productivity and your investment results are going to take off. If you found this helpful, please hit the like and subscribe, and share your own time management tips in the comments below. I appreciate everyone watching my video. I'll have my own custom time management tips for my own personal day posted in the future. But these are some helpful tips that they're widely used. So I hope they helped. I appreciate everyone watching the video. I'll make another video next week. Until then, have an amazing week. I'll see you all back here next week.